So today I'm feeling a different mood, and I wanted to talk about Pussy Riot. Pussy Riot is the name of a band. It's a punk style rock and roll outfit, if you can call it rock and roll, but yeah, I guess it is, generally speaking. So they did a protest where they went into a famous historical cathedral and did a publicity stunt. Okay, so that video is out there. I saw it, and it's in the Russian language, so I don't understand what they were saying. But you can kind of tell by the way that they dress up. They're like being punk about something. They look very unusual, very colorful, artistic, of course. So apparently this is a protest against something in Russia, something conservative, something traditional, something probably connected to the church. And Putin has been mentioned, the leader there, the president. So maybe something about his policies, his administration. He's a little bit like George W. Bush of the Russian nation, but actually he's been in there a longer time. It was controversial that he was able to remain in power and influence of the culture there, and there's a lot of controversy around this. There's a lot of buzz right now, and that's why I'm talking about it. It's a hot issue, not like the last video I did about Charles Manson and the family, which is totally old news. Pussy Riot has now been on trial. It's called hooliganism, which is basically like disorderly conduct, which is basically like causing a public disturbance, riotous behavior, speaking out, free speech, which is not really allowed there. They have a different constitution, they have different court system. I don't know if they can appeal. I guess all courts in most modern nations do have the option of appeal. So the result of their trial was that they get 2 years. The 3 members from the band were the only ones on trial. I don't know what happened because there's a 12-member band. And by the way, Pussy Riot's all girls. Wow, we have some disturbance here. We have some hooliganism in the background. And it stopped. So I may have to punish for that. I may have to punish because you disturbed my video, and I'm going to give you 2 years in the slammer. So this has sparked off a lot of disagreement. There's been more demonstrations around the world for the benefit of Pussy Riot, and basically telling you to set them free, or to help set them free. I don't know how they can do that, though. That's the confusing thing, because the Russian government and the Russian court system is not going to listen to public opinion of a bunch of punks around the world. But of course it gives them a reason to express themselves, so it's good for the counterculture to use these like a galvanizing issue to develop on these ideas. It's a collective of the human consciousness that doesn't agree with power, doesn't agree with tradition. Do they have something against the church? I don't know. But then there was recently, I guess yesterday in the Ukraine, another demonstration that could be punished. We'll have to see what comes of that, because individual, another female of a group called Femin, cuts down a cross with a chainsaw, a big public cross. So there you see, there must be something that they're speaking out that I haven't translated yet about their dispute of the church. And I read a few comments on there, and someone said that they're Jewish-backed whores, Zionists, another word for it, so that this is a way to erode the church. Maybe this is a Mossad operation, a Mossad-influenced operation, a Mossad-supported, Mossad-manipulated. They didn't go as far as that, but when I'm interpreting this kind of line of thought, if the Jewish are backing this against the church in Russia, it would make some sort of sense, because they do that through the undercurrents, the underground of the people. There's a lot of suspicion that I have about groups like WikiLeaks. I mean, it may have been totally taken over by the CIA for all intents and purposes. Maybe on the surface they're running an operation, but what are the leaks? Where are they coming from? Is that now purposely being manipulated, or was it manipulated from the beginning? So, I don't know. I think I would relate the Pussy Riot demonstration to WikiLeaks, because it's all free speech. It's all against the establishment, against the governments, exposing them. Putin himself has said that they shouldn't be punished that harshly, or so harshly. He said that before the trial. I mean, he just may be saying that to cover his tracks. The court seemed to act independently, but everybody within the government has to get along. Now, check this out. What's bizarre here is that you have this youth group, and I think maybe the oldest member of the band was 30 years old. So they didn't really live and grow up during the depth or the beginning of the Soviet-style Russia, during the Soviet system of government. And during that time, you didn't have freedom of expression, and you didn't have freedom of religion even. They did a lot during that time to undermine and to drain out the church. So what's ironic is that now Russia has much more freedom of religion, and people are going back to churches. It's allowed to be openly expressed. And yet, even at this time where you're gaining back something that the people wanted because it was taken away, you have the youth punk movement, which is going against the church and doesn't want freedom of religion. Or maybe they want a different freedom of religion. But you see, it's just bizarre. It's like, I don't know what to do. But I'll tell you, in conclusion, many more people are going to go along on the bandwagon saying, "Free Pussy Riot," or as I say, "Riot Pussy Free," because they're cute females who have an attitude. It's kind of like these American movies with, I don't know, I'm not going to name the movies, but where you see that woman heroine, running around and kicking butt, and they have those moves too. They do like kind of a fake martial arts move you see in their demonstration. So let me know what you think. Do you have sympathy for Pussy Riot because they're women? And then ask yourself, or before you decide, ask yourself, if this was a bunch of guys, like a 12-member punk, Sid Vicious, The Clash, a 12-member of guys with gnarly mangy hair and going out there, and then 3 of their members get 2 years prison sentence, would you be as sympathetic? Really now?